Hey everyone, this is Jenny, and I am here with Dixie Andelin Forsyth for a feminine moment. And we are taking questions. It's been a long time because we took some vacation, hasn't it?
Well, I was actually on the other side of the world for a
Yes.
while and couldn't do it. But anyway,
But so it's fun to be back. But we have so many questions from the Facebook group and situations popping up. And we were going to do a video already on accepting him at face value because so much of what we go through in the day goes back to, are you accepting him at face value? And then one of the really popular discussions this week was about, her husbands who have to take medicines and then they don't take them. And the maternal urge to, did you take your medicine, honey? And what's the right way to do that or not do it?
okay. I found that a very interesting one. And the thing that's interesting about women, we can't help the way our brains are wired, which is we naturally tend to be wired to be maternal because human infants are born completely helpless. Probably as much more so than even the kangaroo in Australia that are born these little tiny things. But even they latch on, and the mother isn't really doing anything. The baby's just
good point.
Joey, it's just in her pouch. But human beings are helpless, and they're helpless for a long time. You can't leave a 3-year-old in your house all day. It's not safe. So we have to be wired to listen to their various sounds, their breathing patterns, because we're incredibly vulnerable as infants. And so sometimes that carries over to our spouses. But if you remember that you married a man, not a child, and you don't really want to be his mother. You want him to be the love of your life. So reminding a man to take his medicine, unless he's had a stroke or something and obviously needs your help, he's been in a terrible accident, can't get up, those obvious things where he would appreciate it. If it were me, I would ask him, do you want me to remind you? And if he says yes, fine. If he says no, let him be a man. Let him be an adult and take the consequences of his behavior because, first of all, he's not going to appreciate it. The natural tendency of human beings is to rebel against that which they feel is imposed upon them without their permission. I mean, we're that way.
Is it part of accepting him at face value, doing that? Well,
it is, and it's a hard one because you think, well, because I've heard women say, yes, but this is his health. There aren't really exceptions except, like I said, men tend to want a little bit of mothering when they're ill. Have you noticed that? I've noticed it with Bob.
Oh, yeah.
When he has a fever, he likes me to kind of wait on him. Even then, though, I guarantee he wouldn't like me to remind him about his medicine.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to feel like a little boy.
Yeah, no subtle hints. There were lots of comments. There's 20. Go ahead.
I have to say, we need to understand that saying to him, take his pills sweetly, it doesn't work. Just because you're sweet doesn't mean he's going to get that you're trying to get him to do something. Talking sweet doesn't negate the fact that you are trying to manage. Guys are too smart.
It's right.
And again, like I always say, it might be one thing if it worked, but it doesn't. And all these comments are showing me it doesn't work that great. How come this isn't working? Because guys don't like it. They don't like it, and he will have the consequences with his doctor, with his insomnia, whatever. I mean, you can ask him if he's an insomniac in the night and you're trying to sleep, you can say, do you mind not turning on the light or turning on the television because I have to get up early? That's fine. But people who say, well, you just leaving the pills out, doing all these things, those are hints. And I say it more in the Timeless book because my mother wrote the other book. That's why Timeless is a master class. We have more stuff in it like that. Guys don't get hints. If you haven't noticed that already, watch for it because they're not good at it. And we're better at it because we're women and we're just better at it. But men,
no.
Give up. They just don't get it very well, even if you're sweet. So accept a man at face value is it takes a huge load off your shoulders.
It really does.
Well, I don't get it. Like, okay, I have a relative, and her husband has a lot of health problems. And so for his health problems, he is not supposed to eat junk food. He eats junk food all the time. And she thinks he is going to, okay, she's legitimately, we'd all probably say, her hounding him to eat healthier food. She has a right to, because if he dies earlier, he leaves her with children. And so this is going to affect her terribly. But she tried that. It didn't work. He actually probably ate more junk food. He just sneaked to do it.
They do.
And so she finally just thought, you know, I just have to just pray for him, that everything. And she also practiced understanding him and realized that he has so much discomfort and pain with his medical issues, that's one of his comforting things is to eat some of this junky food. We're talking boxed cake mix, pizza, you know, junk, lots of sugar, and but he's happier. I'm sorry, I forgot to unplug the phone.
That's okay.
The nerve.
Life happens to us women.
And it was said from the U.S. government, so I definitely don't need to answer that. Telemarketer. Yeah. So guys, you know, accepting them at face value. And by the way, their marriage is so much stronger because while she has him, however long that is, their marriage is a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's about you being fascinating and then cherished and adored by him. If you want to be cherished and adored, don't mother him. Accept him at face value. You got to let go of all that control.
And remember, what we want, ladies, all of us, is a lifelong love affair with our husbands.
Yeah.
All these issues, getting him to take his meds or any of those things that bother us about him, how do we live with those human imperfections and still develop this lifelong love affair? And that's what Fascinating Womanhood helps us with.
So true.
How to deal with that. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Everybody watching, please like, comment, and share, and visit us over on Facebook at the official Fascinating Womanhood Facebook page.
And stay fascinating.
Yes, stay fascinating.